My name is Jenn Nelson, and I am from New York City. And I'm here to talk about my film that I'm currently working on, my documentary film. So my company is Good Morning to You Productions. Well, I am friends with Adam Newhouse and, from New York, and we've shared many creative conversations and ideas and just had a great exchange over the years. So he thought this would be a really fun get-together to expand our creative conversations with other people in different industries and businesses and stuff like that. I'm going to be talking about my film currently titled The Happy Birthday Movie. It's a film about a lawsuit challenging the copyright claim to the Happy Birthday song. So we're currently litigating and producing the movie at the same time. Yeah, I mean, and that's part of my presentation. I'm going to explain how the movie was intentionally meant to be one thing, and then it evolved into this whole other thing. So that's part of the story that I'm going to share with everybody. But yes, the film is about the lawsuit, and we are, pursuing the lawsuit until its final resolution. That's a long, that's a long story. My whole presentation is basically about that. But in the short story is, the way I came up with this idea for a movie is, it sort of evolved actually, which is, very documentarian. I have a starting point and not really know where the end point is. So there were things that I discovered along the way that took me on a certain route that ended up in a lawsuit. So it's a little hard to explain. And like I said, we're in the middle of litigating. So, we don't know what the outcome is going to be. And the outcome of the lawsuit will be the outcome of the film. So there's a lot of unknowns, but it's a pretty exciting adventure. And essentially, I just saw a wrong that I felt that I could do something about. So I don't consider myself an activist. I'm sort of a reluctant activist, but it turns out that there's a huge movement now because of what we're doing. I have been to Las Vegas many times, although saying I haven't been to Las Vegas is probably a stretch. I've driven through Las Vegas a million times, and my experience was to drive through and go to In-N-Out and then book on to LA. So it was always sort of a stopping place, and in between, Denver and LA, it was, 10 hours into the drive, I would stop and get something to eat and keep going. I was here one other time for a mountain bike convention, so I was at the convention center for 3 days, and I was in a hotel and then I was in the convention, so I didn't really see the city. So my experience over the years with, coming to Las Vegas has just been very, hotel, convention, or driving through to In-N-Out. So I haven't ever really experienced being in Las Vegas, and that's why being here this week and experiencing the community and what's happening downtown is really exciting because, you think of Las Vegas as, Sin City or gambling or greed and money. You think of all these things that associate with Las Vegas, and then you associate it with this whole other thing that's happening, and it's really interesting. I mean, I've traveled all over the world. I've been to a lot of different cities, and to see a city kind of spring from the ground and all these new things are happening like right now is really exciting. I mean, literally we had a meeting and it was like, oh, in May this is happening, in June this is happening, in this business and that business, and all these crazy ideas, and sort of repurposing, containers and artwork from Burning Man. I mean, it's just sort of this wide open gamut of things in the form of like this community. So it's pretty neat to see. It feels sort of like an urban Burning Man, for business. Like people are kind of here to stay, but there's this free-flowing thing happening here. That's pretty neat. Well, I think the the purpose of Catalyst Creative is to bring a bunch of random people from random businesses and creative fields and put them together and see what happens. So I think the whole thing is a bit of a, to quip the Las Vegas downtown word, collision. And so, I've really enjoyed just the conversations that I'm having with people and meeting different people from different industries, and you find connections, and it's just, I came here really having no idea what to expect. There was no real plan. It was just like, hey, go to Vegas for a few days and do this cool thing. But I have found that it's been this incredible exchange of ideas and creativity and connections, and so I think that's been the most enjoyable part for me. That's an interesting question. What am I taking away from this experience? I think the energy, the revitalized energy that's happening downtown, you can feel it. You can really sense change and growth, and people are excited about it, and they're talking about it, and there's a new business here, and someone else's dream is coming true there. And so I think that, that sort of that growth and newness and creativity is very exciting. Like, I think I'm sort of getting my mind around it. I'm just, been here a day, so I'm absorbing this whole thing. But I think that it's pretty exciting and very, very interesting. It's a town that's growing right before our eyes. It's like a boom town. It's like a gold rush town. It's happening right here, right now.